Well, beginning this week, a new show airing on CNN Philippines tells the compelling journeys behind some of the country's movers and shakers. Usapang Bilyonaryo host Ces Drilon gives us a peek at what's ahead for viewers. So, Ces, hey, nice to see you.
You know what? I haven't been in a news studio in like years.
In years.
Yes.
And the tables are now turned. I'll be the one interviewing you rather than you interviewing me.
Happy to spend my Friday evening with you.
Oh, okay. Then after this, it's party time. Time to socialize.
Bedtime na.
Bedtime na. Bedtime na. So, Usapang Bilyonaryo. Bilyonaryo ka ba?
Naku, malayo. Malayo hang 000. But you know, it is very interesting to know the stories of success of these people. Like our coming episode is a story of a college dropout, actually. Edward Lee did not finish his college.
Like Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
And Bill Gates.
Yeah. So he's a fully minted billionario.
And which business does he manage?
He has Call Financial and Call Financial Global. They're two publicly listed stocks. So one is, of course, the biggest online stock brokerage house. And his mission, he's been called a millionaire maker. It was really an advocacy of teaching financial literacy that made him a billionaire in a way, yeah.
And usually it's street smarts, no? I mean, if he's a college graduate, he's a college dropout.
Yeah,
street smarts.
Correct. He joined Junior Marketing Association. It exists up to now, and that's what, outside of the classroom, that's what helped him learn to be an entrepreneur. He was an entrepreneur first.
And of course, your first show last Monday at 8 o'clock in the evening, right here on CNN Philippines,
we had Frederick Go. Yes.
From Robinson Land.
Oh, he was a journalist like us. He had the smarts to move to another field.
And be a billionario.
Yes.
While us, we remain here as journalists.
That's why I was surprised. Sabi niya, you know, when I joined Robinson's Land from Manila Times, I had a pay cut. Ko, what? May pay cut pa ba ang pagiging journalist? Yun pala, he moved to sales.
Ayun.
So he was making a lot of commissions, but he really wanted to be in business.
But his cousin is Lance Go Hong Wei.
Yes.
How does he work?
Yes.
How does he work?
I asked him
and
that.
how does he team up with his cousin, Lance Go Hong Wei?
He says he contributes a significant part of the earnings of JG Summit.
And they basically launched a integrated resort in Cebu.
He was saying that if not for Lance, it wouldn't have happened because, you know, it's not a natural business for a big conglomerate to go into, right? I mean, there has to be a lot of soul searching.
They're into manufacturing, no?
Yeah.
Food manufacturing.
And gaming, you know, it's
a totally different story.
Yeah.
It's a totally different business.
But when Singapore, whom everybody wants to emulate, granted 2 licenses, and they saw how successful Marina Bay Sands is and Resorts World Sentosa. So.
And I saw on your social media, you just got back from Singapore.
Yes,
to cover Art SG.
Yes, and you're an art lover yourself, so.
Was it a success? Were Filipino artists a success? Are they a success on the international art platform?
Sold out. You know, I wrote a piece also for Bilyonaryo, which is the producer of Usapang Bilyonaryo.
Everybody knows Bilyonaryo.com with all that chismis in business.
Oh, hindi naman chismis.
Hindi naman chismis. Facts talaga.
Oo.
Okay.
Ano talaga.
So you wrote an article?
I wrote a piece, and what I said was that this is our soft power. We should project it more because we are much admired in Asia and even in the West for our artists. Our Ben Cab, your good friend, you know, was there, and he
told me that you were there.
Because I was supposed to guest last week.
But you know what people love about Filipino art is because we have so much depth, so much history
Well,
and culture
Oo.
from 400 years, right? Of being
Saka
under the
suffering.
Spanish, 400 years of suffering under the Spaniards, the Americans, and the Japanese.
Yeah. I guess, in Southeast Asia, we're a bit different from Malaysia, Indonesia, our Southeast Asian neighbors. So, but Singapore is really trying to establish itself as an art capital. And, the timing could not have been more perfect, Rico, because everybody seems to be flocking to Singapore, establishing residency there. A lot of global...
Because it's open.
Right,
Especially what
yeah.
happened to Hong Kong and China,
Right.
the zero COVID policy, everyone flocked to Singapore.
Yeah.
So, okay, you already revealed to us 2 episodes, of course, Frederick Goh, then you have the Cole
We have-
Financial
yes.
mover and shaker. Who
we
else
have
do you have?
artist.
You have an artist.
Yes, Ventura.
Ronald Ventura.
Yes.
Oh, the world record holder.
Yes,
For
yes.
paintings.
Yes, in the auction market,
Yeah.
he's the darling. We have Edgar Saavedra of Mega Wide. We have people from Cebu. Aside from Frederick Goh, we have Joe Soberano, Cebu Landmasters, Yong Larrazabal, who is a doctor but also very good in expanding the hospitals that the family owns, And what you find that there's a lot in common with these successful people. Martin Leong,
Yeah.
of course, who's into property development as well. Parang you find that they're very disciplined. They work hard. They may play hard,
Yeah.
but they work hard.
But during these interviews, Ces, does it inspire you to even expand your business right now, which is Provenciana?
Okay ang segue mo. Thank
Di
you,
ba?
Rico.
Magiging bilyonaryo ka rin, ha? You have here soap for dogs.
Yes.
And
That's
smudge sticks.
one of my first products.
Oh.
During the pandemic, when we had a lot of time on our hands, I took classes. I took a natural perfumery class. I took soap making classes. I suppose explored different facets of myself.
Yeah.
So I used that
From
time.
being a news anchor,
to
host, and
making
now an entrepreneur.
things with your hands is so fulfilling. So this is, well, yan para sa aso mo yan.
Okay.
One you, that's for you.
One you. He's watching now. What are these smudge sticks?
This one,
And how are they manufactured? How do you make them?
by hand.
By hand.
This one is an all Filipino. Smudge
Lovely
sticks.
crafted by Ces Drilon.
Yes, but now I've trained people not to do it kasi we have our staff who lovingly make this. So this is really actually an ancient practice. So we're tapping into ancient wisdom, and this is all Filipino. It has bayabas, sambong, all these Philippine locally grown aromatics. And think of how we like to use a steamer.
Yeah.
But before, wala namang ganyan, di ba? You put your essential oil. So this was the age-old way of doing it. You
And then-
dry the herbs, you light it up, use this candle that comes with it, and the smoke that comes out is like a medicinal smoke. So ngayong Chinese New Year, it's, the Chinese use incense. This
Yes.
is like an incense.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
A perfect gift.
yes.
The Lunar New Year.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
Gong Shi Fa
yes,
Chai, Kung Hei Fa Choi.
And for any time, Rico, kahit hindi
All
New
year
Year,
round.
kumbaga, you cleanse your space or you use it when you're meditating. Yeah. So,
So, the future bilyonaryo is right here with us on the final word. So invite our viewers
Yes.
to watch Usapang Bilyonaryo every Monday.
okay. So, every Monday, have a date with me at 8 p.m. And then we have replaced also tomorrow, Saturday at 10 o'clock. I hope I got the time right. And on Sunday too. So it's what we want for you to gain. You don't have to be necessarily a business person, but really lessons in life.
Yeah.
Because these are people who have gone through a lot of challenges, who were able to build wealth, who drive the economy, employ a lot of people. So these are people who know how to create things. And so we put takeaways, bilyonaryo tips, we call them. so that especially with our coming episode, Edward Lee, he teaches you that, how to save your money, invest and reinvest. Yan ang kanyang save, invest, reinvest para habang natutulog ka, ay kumikita ka. Hindi tayo kailangang humarap sa camera araw-araw at hanggang sa tumanda na tayo. Alam mo yun?
Usapang Bilyonaryo, a show with Ces Drilon to inspire for future entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rico. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Veteran journalist and award-winning anchor, Ces Drilon.